interest-free credit and a
Good morning all you hardcores out there. It's 6:30 AM on a Thursday. Early bird catches the worm. Always remember that. So I just want to get something going today. I've got a few things going on, a few ideas bouncing about in my head, and I tend to all come out when I get up in the office, and it's all about bringing it out, innit? Hard work and dedication will get you your goals. Always remember that. It's oh, you can lay in bed all day, which I've done plenty of that. 10 years of that. You don't get no done, do you? No wasted time. You've got to make every day count. Every single day you've got to make it count, because we're here today, gone tomorrow. You could make a mistake, you could meet somebody from your past, and you could end up in nick just by self-defence or anything. Oh, can happen. This is why you have to surround yourself with good people. But that's what I do. But I can't tell you how happy I am at the moment. Mega happy. And excited about what we're doing. Really excited. I'm passionate anyway about everything I do. Everything I've ever done in my life I've been passionate about. Whether it's drinking, eating, getting out of my head, saving money, spending money, washing car, polishing it. I have to do it right. Although the state of this car at the moment, I've not got time to get it done. So hopefully today I get a good day under my belt today and get it in bank. Get some good graft done today and some videos, get them in bank, get them on file. I'll go get this valeted today. They don't deserve out like this, which state it's in. The state of them mats, they were a fortune. Somebody got in my car the other day, they had all hairs on the shoes. I thought, unbelievable. My pal. So where you got all them hairs from? Unbelievable. People have got no respect. But I wasn't joking when I said that if anybody's interested in doing a couple of days with me, holding camera while I bounce about and do what I do with microphone, a few quid in it for you. Plus you get to go for a bite to eat with me, talk boxing, and you know, who knows where it will lead to. Look at me with Den. I went up to Dennis's show, didn't I, to start with, to meet his dad. And I don't know if I've told anybody that story. My friend Derek Atkinson from Kilnurst, he's about 70 odd now. He used to train Dennis's dad's greyhounds in about 1970. And what he did, he got out of Armley prison on parole, and police pulled him up 1 o'clock in the morning, and he had a drink, and he were in a Ford Cortina estate or a Ford Zodiac, is it, or a Zephyr? But it was one of them, but it were an estate, because he had greyhounds, didn't he, in back. They pulled him up and took his name, and he'd had a drink. In them days they didn't breathalyse you, I don't think. I think if you were paralytic they'd take keys off you, but I don't know protocol or criteria of what they did in them days. And obviously if you Google Dennis Hobson Senior, you'll see that his dad were a bit of a tasty geezer. I mean, mega tasty. He were on £1,000 a day 50 years ago. I'm talking, you know, money coming in. So he had Sheffield scrap metal area boxed off on £1,000 a day. Then he had a Rolls Royce, brand new Rolls Royce. He used to drive around in it, and it had all meat in back and fish and stuff that people had given him and that while they were on his travels. And it's a true story, that. Ask anybody. It's a true story. Bit of a legend in Sheffield. Anyway, the police said to him, "What's your name?" Blah de blah. "And whose car is it?" He said, "Dennis Hobson's." He said, "Oh, I've heard that name. Let me just speak to my sergeant." Sergeant's come back and he said, "We're very sorry to pull you, Mr. Atkinson. Be on your way and have a nice evening." There you go. Now, if that ain't having juice, I don't know what is. So that's a true story, that. I actually told that story at Dennis's dad's celebration of his life at Ponsford, in front of loads there, boxing people, Ryan Rhodes, Clinton Woods, Bunsey, Big Joe Egan, loads of people there. Eddie Hearn ended up on the big screen that night. He'd sent a video message, because he played like a short film, and Eddie Hearn sent a message to Dennis, you know, with his condolences, and Amir Khan and people like that. It's a true story, that. It's a true story, but yeah, Derek ended up going home that night, and he were on £100 a week then, round about the time I was born, 1970 October. £100 a week. What is he doing? I bet it's a woman. No, it's an old bloke. So that's like 49 years ago, because I'm 49 in October. So true story, that. And it was 2 years since he died on 11th of January, and he'll be missed, sorely missed. He was a character. We were good mates with Chris Smedley. They got on really well, them two. And I used to ring him every night on a Wednesday when he was out at Skeggy, and just have a chat about boxing and that. First time I met his dad, I was just getting back to the story, I went up to meet him, because my mate said, "You like boxing, don't you?" My mate's into boxing, or his son is. I went to meet Dennis Senior, and obviously I got to meet Dennis Junior. But Dennis Senior, I think it might have been the second night. Yeah, it would have been, because it was back at Rutland Hotel. The first night I met Dennis Junior, that night was Sheedy fought a kid who was 12 and 2. And that was the night time I met him. And his dad was showing me how to slip a jab, and he ended up sticking it on me, on the chin. I was walking around with this big swollen chin, like a badge of honour. Oh, what Dennis does dad's done to me. Like a little puppy dog, wasn't I? And I got to meet Dennis that night, and I think I said to him, "Congratulations on your 50th show." Dennis went, "Ah, did you know that?" Because I know everything about you. I googled it, didn't I? But we got talking, and he says, "Would you be interested in doing some weight with me at boxing?" I said, "Yes, please." And he said, blah de blah de blah, "But if you ever you're banging trouble." And I said, "Oh yeah, I know." And obviously I ain't, have I? And he's been great with me ever since. We've had some fallouts, and I've said some stuff, usually drunk, and I'm a nightmare when I've had a drink, me a nightmare. I've said some stuff and fallen out. Everybody falls out, don't they, in the boxing industry? Or as Bunsey calls it, the boxing family. People fall out, but it's like you fall out with your missus, don't you, on a Friday night when you come in after you've been playing poker like me, or snooker. And you go home, don't you, 2 AM, and your missus has gone in spare bed, hasn't she? Then you get back with her, don't you, on Sunday dinner time, forsake kids and all that. You know, when I were in a relationship, that used to happen all the time, but boxing's same, innit? But I think we get on alright. He's like a big brother to me, innit, Den? But we have had some fallouts. There's been times where we had a fight, didn't we, in Bulgaria? We had a roller bat on the floor and he bit my arm. What can you do? What can you do? But yeah, he's alright then. But like I said, some things that he does I don't like, and I don't sit there on fence. Ask anybody, ask Chris Smedley, ask anybody. If I've got something to say, I will say it. Ask Michelle, Dennis's PA, she's been there 12 years, I will say it. If something needs saying, and then I'll take my bat and ball on if I don't get my own way. You see, what it is with Dennis is a bit like Brian Clough. If there's a problem, you can have a chat about it for 20 minutes, and then Dennis will decide that he's right. Dennis will decide that he's right then. But I suppose when you work with Den, if you mess up, or you do something wrong, or you say something that you shouldn't have done, or I think I've done that a few times. Not with no malice, just that sometimes you can try and mean well, but go about it in the wrong way, can't you? A couple of years ago, I was in talks with a guy called Richard. I'm not going to say his second name, and I ended up having somebody word a letter for me to BBC and other TV channels, and I got a reply from BBC actually. And at first I dealt with Barbara Slater, then her secretary Julia Wilkinson, and then it went through other different parties, and I managed to get us a sit down at the BBC offices, and it wasn't at London, it were at Salford, Victoria Quays, but we call it Keys, don't we? And look at a bird going by here, she's gorgeous. See if we can get her on camera. Look at that. Not bad that in the morning, is it? And that's not bad that in the morning, is it? Eh? Bet she's got a fella. But anyway, we've got us a sit down at Victoria Quays, sorry, but it's spelt Quays, and obviously I was there, suit on. Dennis was there, suit on. And they were young, they were a lot younger than us. And I think, obviously Dennis he's, well, how old is he now? 62 July, so he'll be 57 won't he, this July. And Dennis is telling this story to these two guys. Obviously they knew who Dennis were because Dennis was the last person to put a show on the BBC, the last guy to do it, and it was Clinton Woods. The last show on BBC for professional boxing, and it was Clinton Woods' fight. So Dennis had a good relationship with them. I think he was partners with Frank Maloney then. So anyway, Dennis is telling this story about, do you know Terry Curran, the footballer? Well, he's a pal of Dennis's, he's got a club over in Ponty, Kingsley Working Men's Club. So Dennis is telling this Terry Curran story, and you know that flying winger, Terry Curran on the wing. Google Terry Curran, Boxing Day Massacre, 1979, Blades against Owls. He destroyed them, didn't he? Forgot which team he played for then, I think it was Owls. Anyway, he's telling his Terry Curran story about this greyhound that he bought off Terry Curran, or when he sold Terry Curran. I think it might have been one he bought off Terry Curran, so he's a mad gambler, Terry. And he's telling this story, and I could see this story were going on for ages. It was one of Dennis's famous stories. So I'm sat there and I'm thinking, what's going on here? And I'm a statistics man, me. I'm there with paper, and I kept saying, anyway, back to statistics. I'm not going to go into what we spoke about because it was private, and it's Dennis's business because it was his company in it. But you know, we nearly pulled it off, and you never know. So I'm not going to go into detail about what was said, but I says anyway, back to what we were talking about, lads. And he gave me a look, you know, that look as if to say, don't you interrupt me while I'm telling this story, Porky. And I gave him a look, and I wanted to say, then you drowned in here with it. He was drowning with this story. It just went on forever. Who wants to hear about a Terry Curran greyhound story? We're there to get dates off a TV company, or show that it can, to show that boxing works on their channel. Because obviously, well, how long ago was that now? 2017 Easter, or it's 16. It might have been 16. We're there to show that boxing works. He's telling his Terry Curran story, so I let him carry on, and then I butted in again, and he gave me a kick me on the table. We laugh about that now. That's a true story. That's a true story, and I thought, yes. Anyway, I bit my tongue then, because I think I were a newbie. I was new on scene then, wasn't I? And my feet weren't on the table then. I thought, so I bit my tongue. I was seething inside. When we got outside and that, we were alright. He laughed about it. I thought, yeah, but I wasn't happy. Anyway, the talks went on and that for about a year and that, and BBC, they were umming and ahhing, and like I said, I'm not going to go into it. And I don't agree with him going on about what happened with Tyson Fury, and they're putting people in boxing, sports personality year and all that. They'll put ground team bowling or whatever it is, them balls that they bowl on grass, them old blokes and whatnot. Old blokes do it, don't they? They'll do all that and synchronised swimming, but they'll not put boxing on, but yet they'll put boxers in sports personality and that, and blah de blah. They'll piggyback for the views and attention off boxing, but they won't put boxing on TV. And anyway, it's all history now, isn't it? Dennis has been and got a TV deal with Free Sports, and you know, things are looking up for him now. You know what he's doing now, but yeah, that's just one of many. There's a lot I can't tell you, but that's just a little one of how I got to meet, how I got involved in boxing, I suppose, really. And I was there 39 months, and I ain't gone back, obviously, but you know, there's little bits and bobs that I am doing with Dennis, but I'm not like up there all the time. And but yeah, it's a good story, that, isn't it? It's a funny story, isn't it? But so Kev's like, yeah, I'm in bed. I get stuck in now. How many minutes we on? 17 minutes. Next time I have this car serviced, I'm going to have gearbox serviced on it. If you've got a Merc out there, I've just had an E-Class, and I was reading a thing last night where she says you should, every time you have a car serviced, always have your gearbox serviced. People forget that. People forget, and they tend to neglect the gearboxes. And my mate Frank's just bought a 13 plate E-Class estate, and it's an hybrid, and it's got a gearbox fault on it, and he's just lost about $4 on it. So you have to be careful. So when I have this service, I don't think it's due yet. When I have it serviced next, MOT is due in June, so I think I'm gonna get it done in May. I'll have service, gearbox and MOT done all in one go. Probably need a valet then, I just don't seem to have time to get it clean. But other than that, I'm alright. Peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep sporting boxing, as I said, because it's a fantastic sport. You know, there's loads of, in boxing you get loads of lows, right? You're low all the time, but when you get a high, you know, like when Sam Sheedy won Commonwealth, and I were involved with all that fight, that one, even picking fighters up from airport, and Dennis and AJ worked hard on that fight, and me and Michelle, a few others, and Sheedy won Commonwealth. When you get involved with all like that, it's special. And I don't think it was special when Liam Cameron won it, because they were both fighting each other, weren't they, Liam and Sheedy? And Sheedy was favourite, but I was pleased for Liam, but I was gutted for Sam, because I like both kids, because they're great lads. I've never met a bad boxer, to be honest. All boxers have got good temperaments, all of them. All of them have good temperaments. And I don't think I've ever met a bad boxer, to be honest. No. Obviously, even Tommy Chadburn, he's a rascal. But he's not, I don't think he's got a bad bone in his body. He just seems to mess up all the time. But You know, boxing it gives people discipline and morals, I think. Although the business is awful, isn't it? But then again, fighters are getting pulled about left, right and centre, aren't they? And but yeah, that's just a little story. I think what I might do once a week, I'll just do a boxing story. Obviously, like I said, there's a lot I can't say, but boxing's full of characters, and sometimes you get these people involved in boxing industry. They might be businessmen like Den or Steve Goodwin, Steve Wood. They've got a lot of time on their hands, a lot of money, and they just like to be around characters, don't they? Because that's what it's all about, isn't it, really? Because like I said, we're here today, gone tomorrow, aren't we? It can be gone just like that. So make the most of every day, I say. But let me see if I've got any chewing gum in here. Been looking for that. When you get a torch like that, you just want to break down, don't you? So you can go like that and use your torch. Problem is with Mercs, they don't break down, do they? Where's that chewing gum gone? Oh, it's it. But you know, it's a tough sport. We're going to do some good filming today. I'm going to get some good stuff out today. Really good stuff. I don't know what. I don't really want to do anything about Eddie today. I'm sick of it. But we'll see. I think I've got some stuff out downstairs what I'm going to do today. I'm going to keep churning them out. Hard work. In fact, I'll check them in office. Hard work and dedication will do it. Yeah. Hard work and dedication. And we'll get there. Yeah. We'll get there. Cheeseman Garcia, that's what I wanted to speak about before I go. Cheeseman Garcia. I think Cheeseman, he's a bit better than what people are making out. And I think he could beat Garcia and be a European champion. And if he does, they'll look to fast track him for a world title. Because some of them now are going to get fast tracked, some of Eddie's fighters. Because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of guys that are 2 years behind the door because he's put all his eggs in one basket anyway. Joshua, Bellew, and he's been over in it. Look at Kell Brook, what he's done to Kell Brook. Threw him in against Lyons when he wasn't right. Wrong weight, and then other one he just wasn't right to fight Spence. Bad team decisions in background. And then hanging around for a can't fight all the time. Kell's in limbo. Why is he in limbo? Well, but Kell were in limbo when he was WBO ranked #1 with Frank Warren, wasn't he, really? We're knocking fight step back all the time. He knocked that Mike Jones fight back, didn't he? Tim Bradley. So is it Kell's team? Are they the problem? I don't know. We're probably never going to get to know, but what a talent. What a talent. He could have been our Danny Garcia, couldn't he? Or Terry Norris. He's that good. Let's hope Fuki can get the best out of him and get him performing properly again. So I'll put them there. Yeah, let's hope he can. It's an hard game, isn't it? Boxing is a really, really, really hard sport for the hard men. It's the only sport, boxing, isn't it, where boxing's the only sport where the lions, which are the boxers, are afraid of they're afraid of the mice, aren't they? The promoters. in ring, a boxer's going to beat a promoter up with gloves, isn't he? But the boxers are all controlled by the promoters, aren't they, really? That's what I think, but it is what it is, isn't it? So, look at that, eh? I even got here before main man. How's about that, eh? Alright, peace out, keep on trucking.